Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. It's the kind of rumor that makes you stop scrolling, sit up straight, and double-check. If it's April Fool's Day, but no, we're in June, the NFL offseason is heating up. And this bombshell comes right out of Miami. According to what's being whispered behind the scenes and circulating on some very specific NFL forums, Tyreek Hill, yes, the cheetah, might have just dropped a locker room-sized nuke on the Dolphins' receiving corps. Word is, Tyreek has reportedly told close contacts that he can't share the field with Waddle anymore. That's Jalen Waddle, his WR partner in crime now. This isn't just about an on-field disagreement or a harmless miscommunication during OTA letters. From what's being said, this goes deeper, and if there's even a shred of truth to it, we could be watching the early unraveling of one of the most explosive wide receiver duos in the NFL now. Let's not forget what Hill and Waddle have meant to this Dolphins offense over the past 2 seasons. When Tyreek landed in Miami from Kansas City, fans were thrilled. Pairing him with a young, dynamic route runner like Waddle felt like cheating. Together, they put up video game numbers. Tua Tagovailoa had the Ferraris parked on each sideline, and Mike McDaniel could cook up all sorts of wild motion-heavy schemes to get them open. They weren't just teammates, they were a highlight reel waiting to happen. So how did we get from there to this? The whispers suggest it may have started last season, with subtle signs that the chemistry off the field wasn't as perfect as it looked on game days. Moments of tension on the sidelines, cryptic social media posts, and now, allegedly, Hill telling confidants that he's done, that he no longer wants to suit up with Waddle in a Dolphins jersey, and you have to ask yourself, why now? Why would a veteran like Hill, who's been through the fire in KC and knows what it takes to win, suddenly throw in the towel on a partnership with a guy as talented as Waddle? Some insiders suggest it's a personality clash. Waddle is a laid-back, low-key guy. Hill, on the other hand, brings the noise, always has. He's electric, he's vocal, and he's not afraid to speak his mind. That dynamic can either complement or combust, and maybe we're seeing the latter. There are also whispers, and I stress, whispers, that it might involve competitive tension. 2 alphas in the same WR room, both wanting WR1 targets, WR1 money, and WR1 love from the fans and the franchise. When you're both that good, egos can get bruised. And once the locker room feels divided, it's a slippery slope. But here's where things get even more intriguing. If Tyreek Hill is serious about not wanting to play with Waddle anymore, what happens next? The Dolphins front office is suddenly on the hot seat. You've got 2 Pro Bowl caliber receivers under contract. And if one of them is demanding separation, pun intended, you've got a massive decision to make. Do you move Waddle? Do you risk alienating Hill? Or do you try to sit them down and squash the beef like grown men? Miami's playoff hopes, their Super Bowl window, and maybe even Tua's development hang in the balance, because no matter how talented this roster is, internal drama can derail a season before the first snap is even taken. And let's be honest, this isn't the type of noise you want going into training camp. Now, we're still in rumor territory here. Nothing has been officially confirmed by Hill, Waddle, or the Dolphins, but the chatter is getting louder. And in today's NFL, where players have their own platforms and the truth eventually finds its way to the surface, you can't ignore it. Hill is no stranger to stirring the pot, whether it's on Twitter, in interviews, or even on his own podcast. So if he really did make that statement about not wanting to share the field with Waddle anymore, don't be surprised if he doubles down or drops another cryptic post. That sends the fanbase into a frenzy, and don't forget, Tyreek has hinted before that he sees his NFL career winding down soon. He's talked about retirement, post-football life. So maybe he's just not willing to tolerate any drama or energy that doesn't match his vibe. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? But let's flip this and ask the tough question. What if the issue isn't Hill? What if Waddle, quiet, unassuming Waddle, has had enough of him? Maybe he's tired of living in the cheetah's shadow. Maybe he wants to be WR1, not just in title, but in target share and leadership. It's easy to always assume the louder guy is the one causing trouble. But sometimes the storm brews in silence. Could Waddle have voiced frustrations behind closed doors? Could there be jealousy about the spotlight, the contract size, or the media obsession with Hill? After all, Waddle was the guy before Tyreek showed up. He had just broken rookie records. And then boom, Hill arrives, the offense shifts, and Waddle becomes 1B instead of 1A. That has to sting a little, even if you're a team-first guy. Of course, there's a world where this is all overblown, miscommunication, off-season drama. Something said in the heat of the moment that got twisted, and FL teams are pressure cookers. And players aren't robots. They get emotional, they vent, they say stuff they don't fully mean. But the fact that this rumor has legs, that it's even believable, speaks volumes. It tells us that, while the Dolphins might be thriving on paper, something could be bubbling beneath the surface. It also puts Mike McDaniel in a delicate spot. He's a player's coach, a guy known for his communication skills, but if there's a real rift here, he's going to have to manage not just X and O's, but egos and emotions, and in a locker room full of stars, that might be his biggest challenge yet. And let's talk ripple effects. If this rift isn't resolved, it could shape the AFC East. Buffalo's still dangerous. The Jets, assuming Rodgers stays healthy, are loaded. And don't count out the Patriots with that new regime trying to reestablish an identity. The Dolphins don't have the luxury of internal dysfunction. Every win matters, every ounce of chemistry counts. And the idea of losing one of your top weapons, or even just watching them refuse to cooperate, could be the difference between home field advantage and an early playoff exit. Remember, the NFL isn't just a game of talent, it's a game of unity, resilience, and mindset. If Hill and Waddle are really on different pages, the whole team feels it. For now, all we can do is watch. Watch their body language at practices. Watch the interviews. Watch the social media subtweets and likes. The truth always leaks out eventually. And if Tyreek Hill truly meant what he said, if he genuinely believes he can't share the field with Jalen Waddle anymore, then buckle up. Because this Dolphins offseason just got a lot more interesting. It's a developing story, it's a potential implosion, and it's got every NFL fan, not just those in Miami, watching closely. Stay tuned, because where there's smoke in the NFL, there's usually fire. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.